Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, and we're going to get the dust back. We'll get it back either. We'll get it back from them or we'll take it.
Mr. President, as far as the nation...
We'll take it. No vote in Congress. No UN resolution. No public debate. Just a man standing in the Oval Office next to a food delivery worker, casually announcing that the United States will forcibly seize nuclear material from a sovereign nation if they don't comply. And here's what makes this so alarming. Nobody in that room flinched. Nobody followed up. The press moved on to the next question within seconds. This is how normalization works. This is exactly how it works. Because if any other president from either party had said those 3 words in that context, it would have been the only story for a week. Hearings would have been called. Legal scholars would be on every channel. But because it was this president, in this chaotic setting, surrounded by feel-good optics about tax refunds and cancer survivors, it barely made a ripple. And that is the story we're telling today. Because what happened in that Oval Office was not a press conference. It was a performance, a carefully constructed piece of political theater designed to make dangerous, unchecked decisions look warm, spontaneous, and normal. Let's go through it piece by piece, because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it.
Mr. President, are another round of talks planned with Iran? And if so, will you send Vice President J.D. Vance with?
Well, he's done a good job, and Steve and Jared, they've all done a very good job. And I can tell you that we've been called by the other side. They'd like to make a deal very badly, very badly.
What was the sticking point over? You said it was over nuclear.
It was over nuclear, very similar, yeah, very good. I guess you're listening. It's over the fact that they will never have a nuclear weapon. Iran, you marking it down? Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. And we agreed to a lot of things, but they didn't agree to that. And I think they will agree to it. I'm almost sure of it. In fact, I am sure of it. If they don't agree, there's no deal. There'll never be a deal. Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, and we're going to get the dust back. We'll get it back either. We'll get it back from them or we'll take it.
Mr. President, as far as the naval blockade is concerned, what's the end game? Is it to force Iran back to the negotiating table? Is it to open up the strait so that gas prices ultimately come down?
Maybe everything. I mean, both of those things, certainly, and more. We can't let a country blackmail or extort the world, because that's what they're doing. They're really blackmailing the world. We're not going to let that happen. And you know, the amazing thing is, we don't, can you believe this? We don't use the strait. We don't need the strait. We have our own oil and gas, much more than we need. We have more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia. Think of this. We produce more. Saudi Arabia, and add Russia to it. Substantially more. And by next year, we'll have double that amount. So we don't need it, but the world needs it. And many ships are heading to our country right now as we speak to load up with the best. Really, I guess you could say, somebody said the best and sweetest. I don't know exactly what sweet is, but when it relates to oil, it's a good thing. But they're coming to our country right now. There are many boats coming to our country. Now, it could very well be this is going to be settled before then. We've been called this morning by the right people, the appropriate people, and they want to work a deal. They would like to work a deal.
Is it your anticipation, Mr. President, that other countries will assist in this effort to blockade Iran and those?
Yeah, other countries are going to also.
Which countries, sir?
We don't need other countries, frankly, but they've offered the services. We'll let it be known probably tomorrow.
Has the blockade started, sir?
Yeah, started 10 o'clock.
Bishop Robert Barron supports you and your policies. He praises you for defending religious freedom.
Yeah.
He now says you owe Pope Leo an apology. Will you apologize?
No, I don't, because Pope Leo said things that are wrong. He was very much against what I'm doing with regard to Iran, and you cannot have a nuclear Iran. Pope Leo would not be happy with the end result. You have hundreds of millions of people dead, and it's not going to happen. So I can't. I think he's very weak on crime and other things. So I'm not. I mean, he went public. I'm just responding to Pope Leo, and you know, his brother is a big MAGA person, and he's a great guy, Louis. And I said I like Louis better than I like the Pope. Now you have to have law and order in our country, and that's what we have now. We have the lowest crime numbers we've had in a long time, despite the fact that many criminals were allowed into our country, but we've gotten a lot of them out. They've done a great job on crime. So we have the lowest murder rate in 125 years, since 1900, the lowest murder rate. So we believe strongly in law and order, and he seemed to have a problem with that. So there's nothing to apologize for. He's wrong. The other thing is he didn't like what we're doing with respect to Iran, but Iran is wants to be a nuclear nation so they can exterminate the world. Not going to happen.
And Mr. President, on Iran, if the deal is not reached by the end of the ceasefire, does your threat from before still stand?
Yeah, I don't want to comment on that, but it won't be pleasant for them. Let me put it that way.
Do you still plan to charge a toll using straight or
Has your timetable changed in any way in terms of ending this conflict?
No, it's going on. Right now, there's no fighting. Right now, we have a blockade. They're doing no business. I didn't like seeing boats come out if they were doing business with Iran, but if they weren't, no boats came out. So now Iran is doing absolutely no business, and we're going to keep it that way very easily. Don't forget, their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, their radar is gone, and their leaders are gone. It's a lot.
Do you still want to charge a toll?
Coming from predominantly going to China.
Let's just go through what actually happened in that clip, one by one, because each statement deserves scrutiny that it did not get in that room. He said Iran has been calling. They want a deal badly. That's his characterization. We have no independent verification of that. No diplomat has confirmed it. No foreign ministry has issued a statement. We are taking one man's word for what a geopolitical adversary privately wants, and that man has a documented history of overstating leverage in negotiations. He said the blockade started at 10 a.m. Just like that. The United States Navy has begun blockading another nation's trade, and the American public found out during a press conference that started as a photo opportunity with a delivery worker. There was no congressional authorization. The War Powers Act exists for a reason. That reason is this exact situation. He said Iran's Air Force is gone, their Navy is gone, their radar is gone, their leaders are gone. These are extraordinary military claims stated as casual facts with zero evidence presented. Are they true? Partially true? Exaggerated for the cameras? We don't know, because nobody in that room pushed back with a single follow-up question. And then, he turns to the woman next to him and asks if her husband likes UFC. That whiplash is not accidental. That tonal chaos is the strategy. When the serious and the absurd are blended together, nothing gets the scrutiny it deserves. The blockade announcement gets the same emotional weight as a UFC invite. And that's exactly how this administration wants it. Now let's talk about the Pope. Because that moment tells you everything about this presidency's relationship with accountability. A Catholic bishop, someone who supports Trump, publicly said the president owes Pope Leo an apology. Not a political opponent. Not a media critic. A supporter. And Trump's response was to say he likes the Pope's brother more than the Pope, to call the Pope weak on crime, to dismiss the most powerful religious figure in the world like he was a bad Yelp review. This is a pattern. Anyone who challenges him, regardless of their alignment or affiliation, gets the same treatment. Dismiss, diminish, destroy. The Pope is wrong. Comey is a dirty cop. Letitia James is corrupt. The 2020 election was rigged. Every institution, every authority, every check on his power, wrong, corrupt, rigged, or weak. And when you say everything is corrupt except yourself, what you're really saying is that you are the only legitimate authority. That is not democracy. That is the language of authoritarianism, delivered with a smile, during a pizza delivery photo op. Here's what we know for certain from this transcript. A naval blockade has been initiated against Iran. Without a congressional vote. Without a formal declaration. Announced casually in an Oval Office setting designed to generate positive press coverage about tax refunds. An ultimatum has been issued to a nuclear-adjacent nation, comply or we take it by force, with no diplomatic framework publicly in place, no international coalition announced, no legal authorization cited. A sitting president publicly dismissed the Pope, attacked a New York attorney general, called a former FBI director a dirty cop, and relitigated the 2020 election, all in the same breath as talking about a UFC fight and inviting a cancer patient's wife to watch it. And the press conference ended with applause. This is the moment we are in, and the question isn't whether you agree with the Iran policy or the tax bill. The question is whether any of this, the process, the recklessness, the complete absence of institutional guardrails, is something a functioning democracy should accept as normal. Because if we keep treating it as normal, it will be. If you watch this entire video, you understand exactly why this story matters. Hit subscribe. Because this channel covers what gets glossed over. Drop a comment with the line from this press conference that shocked you most. And share this video with someone who still thinks these are just press conference theatrics. They're not. They never were.